something this damaging, this democracy altering, since they always talk about democracy, and all of it was just a partisan hit job implemented by the ruling class of this country to disable a president that they knew they could not control. And the last pieces of functional government in Washington are the ones that have exposed this. And the question is now, what will come of it? Trump campaign advisor Roger Stone was targeted by the Crossfire Hurricane investigation, and he joins us now. Sir, it's good to have you on. What do you think should happen here to the bad actors in this report? What should we as a country try and learn from this?
Well, as you point out, the FBI nor the CIA had any evidence whatsoever of Russian collusion with the Trump campaign. President Donald Trump was exactly right when he called the whole thing a hoax. There was also, by the way, no justification for the opening of the Mueller investigation because there was no Russian collusion to investigate. What's most troubling about Mr. Durham's report is that after dropping these bombshells, he recommends that nobody be prosecuted, that nobody be held accountable. That's kind of hard for General Michael Flynn or Paul Manafort or George Papadopoulos or Carter Page or myself or Donald Trump himself to accept, because these people sought to destroy our lives and our families based on total and complete falsehood. Up until now, Mr. Durham brought two prosecutions, essentially charging the guy who drove the getaway car with double parking, while the people who robbed the bank were not only allowed to testify against the getaway car driver, but allowed to walk away scot-free. And now he confirms kind of what we already knew, that this was a hoax, but he recommends that nobody be prosecuted, nobody be held accountable. That's very, very hard for me and my family to swallow.
Yeah, I can't fathom. And that is one of the, I mean, in one part, he brilliantly lays out what happened here. He spent years doing this, but at the end of the day, I guess it's just a matter of whether or not what actually happened are these crimes. But I think at the end of the day, these people should no longer be trusted. A lot of them are still on cable news every day, telling the drones out there that still watch, basic mainstream media, all the things they're supposed to know from our intel agencies, which is astonishing to me. From the report, senior FBI personnel displayed a serious lack of analytical rigor towards the information that they received, especially information received from politically affiliated persons and entities. As we know, everything about Russia collusion was bought and paid for by the Hillary Clinton campaign. They didn't care. They wanted it to be true, and so they made it true. My question to you is, are you considering a lawsuit against the DOJ?
It's very, very hard to sue the government, although my lawyers are going to examine it. What's particularly outrageous here is not only did John Brennan know that the whole Russian collusion hoax was a false narrative, but he knew it emanated from Hillary Clinton and her lawyers. I would point out that Mark Elias, one of her lawyers, I think one of the main perps here, refused to be voluntarily interrogated or interviewed by John Durham.
Right.
And instead of opening an investigation into Hillary Clinton and her destruction of 33,000 emails that were under subpoena, they instead targeted Donald Trump in the worst witch hunt in American history.
They ignored.
The bottom line here, Rob, is sadly, no one is going to be held accountable.
Yeah.
This will be out of the news tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, first of all, what took Durham so long? Why could this not have been announced before the last elections, for example? But secondarily, it's very clear nobody's going to be prosecuted. Nobody's going to be held responsible. I do think this will have a deleterious effect on Peter Strzok's current lawsuit against Donald Trump, but even that remains to be seen.
Roger Stone, we always appreciate you coming on. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here.
Of course.